Hello everybody, this is Conquering History Games, and I hope that you all had a good Thanksgiving holiday. I certainly did. I was enjoying relaxing. Now, let's start with the bad news. As part of the great PC nightmare hard drive switch slash Windows system reset of November 2017, I lost my Russian Republic save file, which is one of the reasons why I decided to go on a little small hiatus, as you may have noticed, because I was very angry about it and I thought I just needed to get away for a little bit. So I decided that I did not want to re-record that whole first hour plus again, so I just went through the motions once more and just tried to play out the game as close to the same way as I possibly could, which in Kaiserreich never means it's going to be exactly the same, but we are here in June of 1937 once again with the Mensheviks in charge and Dmitry Pavlovich Romanov as our president, with Cyril Tilly is our, this guy as our head of government. Everything else is mostly the same, although as you can see, I've kind of moved around my army divisions and I'm actually going to reorganize them a little bit more. In fact, here's what we are going to do. We are going to put everybody underneath Wrangel. Every single last one. Alright, now, the world situation is a little bit different than it was at the end of part 1. The Spanish Civil War happened this time, and Mosley is in charge of the Union of Britain. The United States Civil War is still pretty much the same. France has become a kingdom, and the Princely Federation has dissolved because Osman Ali Khan has refused the prince's reforms and actually will not take any volunteers if I try to send them to him, interestingly enough, which is a darn shame because they actually can possibly align with us. So I thought that would have been an interesting ally. Besides that, everything is more or less the same, I think. So we're just gonna kind of assign some people here and there. There we go. And let's get this started. Romandie, question resolved. Looks like Commune of France has gobbled up a piece of Switzerland. Also, I need to do my ships. Also, there is something that's different. The revolution actually went off, like that event actually fired later than it usually does. So I have less political power than normal. So as a result, I do not have this artillery manufacturer company. So I'm actually technically in a worse position than I was at the end of part 1. So things just got a little bit harder for me. Let's see, and what we're actually going to do here is Wrangel is actually not our real head of the army. We're not going with Wrangel's plan. We're going with Deniking's plan, and let's have him be white. And I want a different symbol. That's fine. We'll do the little castle. Okay. So we need to get ready for a war with La Jourda. Actually, we're already in position for that. Is there anybody else I want to kind of move around? Oh, right, research. Yes, so I'm just getting my bearings here again. We could go for the computing machine, which I believe I will. And I also wanted to get the artillery too, so we can start working on the production efficiency for that. So my plan here is actually to go in the direction of the Caucasus. I mean, there's a lot of things that I want to do. I want to start grabbing more territory, but I also need to start getting my industry in order, and I also would like to come down here to standardize infantry equipment as quickly as possible. Of course, mobilization of the masses is very good too, so there's tons of stuff that I want to take right now, but we're going to go in the direction of the Caucasus first. Hopefully Germany is just going to back down. They used to always back down, but in more recent Kaiserreich updates, they tend to have the Don Kuban Union join Middle Europa every time. So we're hoping that that is not going to happen. And I want to build just a few civilian factories All right, major event here. SR Menshevik coalition is broken up. Kerensky's death means that the fragile SR cadet coalition was no more. Even though the SR Menshevik coalition has resulted in the two parties gaining considerable influence in the government, ideological differences between the two parties were too great to maintain a coherent coalition, resulting in the Mensheviks leaving the government. This gives way to great possibilities, including a Menshevik-Bolshevik coalition in the near future. Oh no. So if we look here, we now have a new head of government who's actually giving us more political power each day, which is pretty awesome. Especially because we are in a little bit of a hole right here. He's actually both our, Vladimir Zenzinov. Did I talk about him in part 1? I'm pretty sure I did. But he is currently both our economy minister and head of government. But that's just fine with me because he's giving us minus 10% consumer good factories. Yeah. So we're gonna be looking to be in a pretty great position once we get rid of low stability. Yeah, once we get to average stability, and we finish our economy tree, getting rid of the beginning of stabilization, and then eventually this is going to turn into further stabilization. We should not have a single consumer good factory being used by our government, which is, of course, awesome. We also only have one radical socialist minister here. Who I may or may not decide to change out. I might want to do that, or I might just wait a few years. It's not a big deal. Oh, these guys are actually not assigned. I didn't notice that. Okay, so we're still just waiting around a little bit for... Okay, delete. Whoops, damn it. Okay, we're still just waiting around to finish some of these national focuses so we can start getting aggressive. And we've got a production surplus. Awesome. There we go. Excellent. Is there anybody else who is not assigned here? There's a couple divisions. Who's this? We got one here. All right. Who else? Who else? All of these sort of just stray divisions around here. I want to grab them up. Oh yeah, the Women's Division of Death. Can't forget about them. We are going to put them on the eastern Mongolian border. And am I suffering from attrition anywhere? I don't think I should be. Okay, it looks pretty good. Government intervention, yeah. So now we have the further stabilization, which is going to last for about 2 years. I want to get this done before then, the industrial tree. And it looks like Middle Europa is already starting to come apart a little bit over here. Latvia and Estonia have broken off. I should be getting a pop-up about sending volunteers. I don't think that they're going to win this one, but we will. We're only going to send some volunteers to Estonia. That is it. Because Latvia has claims on us, and yeah, we could tell Latvia to get rid of those claims, and we'll decide to help them. But I just don't want to deal with it. See, this is what I was just talking about, though, with the radical socialist minister. He's now trying to increase his popularity. We will revert that effort because we are at 42, so we are barely hanging on to the medium popularity at this moment. I don't want to go underneath it because then I'm going to begin losing political power every day. The Fourth Balkan War has begun. Everybody's starting to attack Bulgaria. All right, can we do the question of the Don Kuban Union? Their independence has been guaranteed by Germany. Son of a bitch. Okay, so we need to get out of this political power hole, so I am going to... This gives me the political power, but I really want the research slot. Okay, we're going to start heading towards the research slot. It's okay, it's not a big deal if we wait a little longer. Let's see, Germany threatens Russia. The German Kaiser has made it clear that his empire would fully support the independence of the Caucasian nations if any other nation tries to interfere. That would be most unwise to underestimate them despite the troubles they are facing on the home front. How should we react to this statement? Who cares? Or let us focus on Central Asia instead. We're not really in any sort of position to take them on right now. Oh, Germany went socially democratic too as well. That's interesting. But so we will just focus on Central Asia instead because as you can see, we have an enormous infantry equipment deficit right now that has no signs of going away. So we need to industrialize. We're going to grab the research slot, which is also going to give us political power. So by the time we get there, and in addition to our daily political power gain, that should put us at, that should stabilize us. As well, oh, this is also going to give me a research bonus for excavation, which is kind of interesting, but I don't really need it a ton right now. So once we get the research slot, we're going to do that. We're going to do Central Asian direction and attack Alash or Da. And one thing to keep in mind for those of you who aren't familiar with how Russia works is your conquest focuses tend to just take 2 weeks. So this takes 2 weeks, this takes 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Yeah, it's all 2 weeks. So you just have to take the direction focus initially, and then you can start running down those pretty quickly. All right, what is next on my priority list? We're already working on that. Oh yeah, land doctrine. Haven't done any of that yet. Let's start working on that mass assault. I believe I've got 3 land doctrine bonuses queued up. No, I've got 2. So before I get to the 3rd one, I need to reorganize the military high command. On the other hand, standardized infantry equipment could be good too. And I get continuing the modernization along there, which is going to give me... Okay, wait, investing in the future. Oh yeah, I want stable, balanced growth, right? So that gets me even closer to being stable again. Continuing the modernization, so this could be good for my infantry equipment research, or I could continue to go even more ahead of time as far as my... artillery is concerned. Maybe I could, what I could do is finish this up, grab this, and then use the research bonus on rocket artillery, and then I can start including rocket artillery into my units, which is good for breakthrough. Could be interesting. We got a little bit of army experience here. I don't really have a dog in this fight. It's just paternal autocrats and what's this, Neo-Slavic revival? Yeah, great. We got conservatives and radical socialists here. We are social democrats. Are there any social democrats out there in the world? I don't think so. Actually, there's a way to check that. So who is socially democratic? It is us and Germany and the Austrian Empire. Obviously, their forms of social democracy are false, and they will be defeated as a result. What Ceylon is socially democratic. Ukraine. It's really messing with my role playing. And I can't just justify using my political power in the meantime while I wait for these focuses, because I am socially democratic. I can't justify until it's at 75% world tension. So that's going to take a really long time to do. Let's move this up. There we go. We're still short on artillery equipment as well. Quite a hole we have to dig ourselves out of. But I promise you I'm going to go to war at some point in this part. I know you guys are eager for it. Here we go. Alright. Princely Federation seems to be doing okay. The commune did not even try to take any land. See, this would take a year. I've only got 3 research slots right now. I probably should just wait on that. Motorized equipment could be good. Maybe if I want to incorporate signal companies, or I could just let a few days go by and yeah, let's start working on improving our infantry equipment. I also need to get the radio at some point. Maybe now. No, you know what? We'll just take these both so we can be as up to date as possible. Let's just wait, and Happy New Year. All right. Cool. Because if we're going to do mass assault, we might as well have the best infantry equipment. Although having a gun in every hand may not be particularly viable or even possible. All right, how's this going? Almost done. In the eyes of the rest of the world, Russia is considered a backwards, poor country. We will show them that they are wrong, harnessing the massive resources hidden in the countryside through new technologies. All right. Now that we got that, let's work on expansion, because expanding also will give us more factories. For example, La Jourda here has, look at that, 23 factories, and we need more factories to get the 5th research slot, which is after you complete fixing your industry. New researchers requires more than 80 factories. Levi Strauss decides to live in Russia. He enjoys the Russian democracy established by Kerensky and defended by the Great White Generals. And he wishes to stay forever, not returning to France unless she will democratize. Great! Cool. Free political power. I love it. Now that this is done, we can... What do we want to do? I'm a little bit tempted to go to free trade. In fact, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. We're going to go to free trade here. I don't need that many resources. Not right now, anyway. And let's also start working on more military factories. What's outdated? Right, the artillery. That's why I researched it. Okay. Free Liberia has declared war on the Kingdom of France. I'm sure that'll go well for them. Let's see, we're over a year ahead of time. Maybe it is time to go for the radio. Yep. We'll do radio. We're going to get another mass assault. Jeez, there's so much I have to do. There's so much. I guess I could just take a land doctrine at the regular speed and then reorganize the military command. There's no serious rush. Not with mass assault, anyway. And I need to decide if I'm going to go left or right. Oops, for mass assault. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go left. I don't need the additional recruitable population that bad. Qing has almost eaten up Shang-Qing. Japan went market liberal. Interesting. Interesting. American Union State looks to be doing okay. Unless the CSA comes down into Alabama. Then they're going to be having problems. Are we done yet? Come on, I want to go to war. I want to go to war. I want to go to war. Plus, I'll get 300 political power once I eat up all of Central Asia. Of course, I'll lose a bit of political power along the way from events, but I'll get 300 at once. I think I'll probably spend it here. Okay, so Central Asia direction is done. Let's go get 24 more factories. Or 20 or so. Whatever the Turks have, Turkestan hasn't taken. Ottomans have declared war on Kurdistan. You see, if we had been doing the Caucasus direction, we would have been down here by Armenia already, and then we could have attacked the Ottomans and finally secured the Isthmus right here in Constantinople. And then the Third Rome and Second Rome would at last be united. Alright, now, I can't take this until I have finished with Al-Ashor-Da, which I do not anticipate being a long war. However, I do need to work on my industry some more. We're already down to 15%. As far as consumer goods go. Yeah, oh, and then enrichment of the Russians is going to give us an additional minus 5%. Yeah, things are going to be pretty great, and we're going to need all those factories, every factory we can get. Am I already getting reduced infantry production costs? Yes. So we need reduced research time, 5%. I don't want to mess with stability. I don't want to get ahead of military intelligence yet. Fighters, I'm a ways off from those. Yeah, let's stick to that. And begin the war with Al-Ashor-Da. So I'm gonna try to micromanage this one a little bit more. Not a ton, but just do it by hand. The whole idea here is not actually to fight too much, but instead to just have units that are pinning down Al-Ashor-Da, and then everybody else is just running around them. So, for example, you see I have a red bubble here, but these 4 units are just going to run around them, and they're not even going to bother. I think actually we can go to 4 speed. I'm not too concerned with casualties, but of course I am still several thousand, tens of thousands in the hole as far as my infantry equipment goes. And the annoying thing here in the eastern part of Al-Ashor-Da is that there's so many lakes that kind of break up the front lines. But we're just going to have them set to aggressive so that when there's no battle lines, they're just going to advance automatically, my units. Envelopment is the key. Project limits have been exceeded. We're getting additional resource gain efficiency. Always good to see that. See, it's going great. And we have to take all this stuff in the west, too, because even after I take their capital, they start getting other victory points that pop up here and there. Okay, more research. Still only 1938. This is going to take 292 days, and then I'll get a 50% support after that. Do I want anti-air? Nah. 50%, so this will take 292 plus 496 minus 50%. It's going to take 380. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to have the best artillery around by a long shot. And let's also get the motorized. So I can just get a factory going. At least one factory making the equipment for them. How close are they to capitulating? Pretty close. Where's their new capital? Great, great. We're still not getting very much daily political power. Even with all the bonuses that I have. See, this is so annoying when you've got a country. I swear, Alashorda is the most annoying country to capitulate as Russia. It has no victory point, so you basically have to take everything. Oh, there's one here. All right, let's get that. We're gonna squeeze them. So annoying. There we go. Really? Okay, got it. Turkestan is next. So as soon as we're done with the local supply points, which is going to give me another 100 political power, I'm not sure what I want to spend it on next. I actually might switch out this guy. I've only got 2. I can get Viktor Chernov, who I swear has 3 different portraits. If you look through all his minister stuff, I'm pretty sure he has multiple portraits, especially when you include his head of state one. That's right, Vladimir Brutsev is lowering my recruitable population factor. But I've got enough, it's not a big deal. Whoa there, guys. I need some of you to come over here. There we go. Yeah, because they just automatically moved to some of the other front lines. Let's also extend this. We'll have a couple of you come over here. Alright. Local supply points, and then 2 weeks after that. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought we were on speed 5. Now, I think we're about I want to say 15 months or so away from the war with Germany. Well, though that's not a hard and fast rule that's when we have to do it, but I would like to coordinate the attack on Germany to get back proper Russian clay with the attack by the Third International on them. What to do? How much piercing can I get? This is 25, this is 75, but this only costs steel. Anti-air is actually really tempting. But I'm still so far away from... I need to focus on my industry. Maybe I should just take one of these and screw the ahead of time penalty. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Actually, I messed that up. That wasn't optimal. I should have let the whole bar fill up and then made the switch. I mean, you guys know I don't like to try to, I guess, quote-unquote game it, but I should really strive to be a little bit more efficient. Start accruing that planning bonus. Okay, we've got everything filled up here. I can't build motorized equipment yet, but I can start getting these caps up. Actually, what we are going to do here is I actually want to get one more factory working on support equipment. So again, we can just get the cap rising. Here we go, the entrenchment. This is going to be good. So when the war with Germany comes, I'm hoping that they're going to have their forces concentrated in the west, and the idea is going to be to overrun the Caucasus and especially the Ukraine very quickly. That is the goal. Okay, let's see. Got to spend it while I got it. What do we got here? Tanks. I don't think tanks are anywhere in my future. Towed artillery, additional soft attack and breakthrough, as well as lowering our research time. That's pretty damn good. Yes, that is what we're gonna do. So, how much? We're looking at 83 right now, soft attack. If I actually can get enough artillery in them, we are a long way from making 7-2 divisions. Okay, we're not going to attack in the west so much, but here, you see, this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about, where you've got divisions that are fighting just to hold, and then you've got divisions that are attacking through these gaps. Good, that's done. So do I want to go to infantry equipment 2? Not yet, can't afford it. And we're still over 300 days over here. We're over 200 days there. Should I bother with fighters yet? I think I can wait. I mean, the Russian industry is like an avalanche. Logistics, I don't think I need that, but I would like signal for the increased initiative. And planning. There's so many things I want to get. But with mass assault, I have to choose carefully. Yeah, we got it. We need guns. We need guns. I can't do anything else if I don't have guns. Really wish Germany had capitulated as far as see, integrating Al-Ashordah. There's going to go our stability. See, this is a little trickier with Turkestan because they've got a smaller front, so it's easier for them to defend me. And then we are going to get a pop-up here asking if I want to continue the war, and if I do, it's going to cost me 200 political power, but I will get 300 at once later. It's okay because I'm always only 70 days from getting another additional 150 political power by reinforcing my governmental power. So we're not. It's nothing too much to worry about. Yeah, we're having trouble out here in the west, but we've made the breakthrough in the east. Wait, let's start coming over here, and we'll cut off everyone in the east. They'll begin suffering from attrition, and it should go nice and smoothly after that. And in fact, we can just go ahead and hit 5 speed. Especially once we link up these fronts. There goes the stability. Yep, that's just what I was talking about. What's this? Oh, right. Motorized equipment's ready. And rubber is the one resource that we don't have, but I'm fine with trading for it. We're just going to give it to Indonesia. Another thing that would be nice if Japan attacked Germany at the same time. Germany really wouldn't stand a chance if they had to fight us, Japan, and the Third International all at once. Here we go. How far away are they from capitulation? They're mostly there. There we go. We have integrated the Alash steps, which is lowering our industry for a little bit. These are just more events that they've put in later on in Russia, the Kaiserreich team, to kind of slow them down. It's going to also happen when I take the Caucasus. Spanish Civil War is over. Okay, we're about a year away from the war. The big war. Do I not have more infrastructure anywhere? I mean, that have built up to the max. I do like to build up an area's infrastructure to max if I'm going to build at least a certain amount of factories there. I do think that it is worth it. Anybody who has seen some of my other campaigns knows I do invest pretty heavily in infrastructure. But we're actually about to hit 100 factories total, including 71 civilian factories. I think 75 would be a good number to have. I think the Entente and the Third International are about to go to war. Wow, no, Portugal has actually not joined the Entente, so they are standing alone against Germany. So actually, that's probably not going to go very well for them. Carlos Spain looks like it's going to win on the peninsula. Kornilov has died. We got a little more political power. Good, just keep digging ourselves out of this hole. What is the problem here? Why can't we get in here? The Tsar died. The would-be Tsar. Good riddance, don't miss him. What are the casualties like here? It's about even. But we just need to get this encirclement here. Okay, this is what I was talking about. Yeah, so we're going to continue the war and lose 100 political power. But it's fine. This is going to give us another border with Persia, should I want to go to war with them later. Which I may or may not do. The main goal here is, of course, just taking back what was lost. Which means the west. Although a little bit the east. In case I wasn't clear before, so we're going to get back what was Transimir. We're going to take back the lands from Mongolia. But mostly the goal is to take back all the land in the west. The Germans are our enemies. What is going on? Why haven't they capitulated yet? Come on, come on. It's a cavalry division. This is taking way too long. I think I'm about to finish up a focus. I would like to get in on this attack on the Ottomans, though. And I know I haven't been talking much about historical figures and context and whatnot, but I've been wanting to kind of focus on. I think I need to start getting ready for the big war. I've been wanting to focus on just getting an episode out. Okay, I could go for the 5th research slot, but I also, where am I at? Jeez, I'm still so far in the hole. Okay, how long is this going to take? It's going to take 564 days at the current pace to fill in my infantry equipment deficits. That's way too long. So that is telling me I need to start continuing the modernization. When's my next slot going to open? Dispersed Industry 3. Okay, as soon as this is done, I need to start researching the next infantry equipment slot. There we go. Russia controls Central Asia. And I can grab... What do I want to grab? Is it time to start grabbing some chiefs of army, perhaps? Now, I don't have access to everybody because of the... because I'm socially democratic. So, for example, I can't have Wrangel as my chief of army. He won't go any further left than market liberal. So, I think... Technically, I can't have Denikin. He doesn't like this government. Actually, you know what? If you don't want to work for me, then screw you. I'll get a different field marshal. Then again, it's kind of breaking. All right, so we're gonna get, gives me more political power and decryption. I want, maybe I should get a fighter manufacturer and actually start building some. Let's at least get these going, and I'll upgrade them when I get the chance. But I think elastic defense is the way I want to go. Oh, this gives me less attrition and more entrenchment speed. Static or elastic defense? That is the question. I don't think, yeah, I can't get anybody on this lower half. I can't even get guns and butter. Static or elastic? Static or elastic? Wow, I actually have to be syndicalist to get this guy. I do like the reduced supply consumption. Yeah, we're gonna do that. And we hit 100 factories. Great. All right, well, that is, I think, going to be it for today's episode. It's gone on long enough. I'm so sorry about the delay. I've got other things that I need to record for the channel today also. And in the next one, I'll start talking more about who some of these particular Russian figures are and their history like I was doing in the first episode. I'm so sorry for the delay once more. Please subscribe if you haven't already so you'll be notified as soon as the next episode goes up. I'm Conquering History Games, and I'll see you then.